Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Ezra. I am a couples and portrait photographer currently based in Vancouver, British Columbia. Now in today's video I want to share with you 3 things that I used to do as a beginner photographer and that I've stopped doing because I realized it was getting in the way of my growth as a photographer. The first thing is comparing my work to others. I don't think comparison is necessarily bad. In fact, it can be a great tool to help us grow and inspire. However, I think that the mindset of comparing my work to others became a mind trap for me early on as a photographer. I was looking at my work and comparing it to others on like Instagram or Pinterest and using it sort of as a grading matrix to see if my work was better than theirs and maybe I was a better photographer than they were, and it just became this really negative headspace. And I've actually created a whole different video talking about comparison. It's called The Greatest Obstacle All Creators Face. I'll put it somewhere on the screen here or link it in the description below for you to take a look at. But it's a great video. I definitely recommend you check it out. It talks about comparison, how it's an obstacle for us as creators and how to break out of that. The second thing that I've stopped doing is putting such a heavy focus on posing. So when I was starting out as a photographer, I would look at different references because I didn't really know what I wanted or what I liked or what looked good. And I think it's definitely normal as a photographer to look at different people's work, bring it as a reference, and when you're doing a shoot, trying to use it as a reference for your couple or model to look at. What I realized early on was I was doing a lot of micro posing or micromanaging during the session, where I was saying, okay, can you move your head a little bit this way, move your arm up a little bit this way, and trying to capture that photo in the exact same way the photo was captured before. So in essence, trying to force someone else into a pose that had already been created in a totally different environment. I realized that wasn't probably the best way to go because it wasn't creating the photos that I really like and that are sort of my niche now, which is really candid, genuine looking photos. And although they are sort of directed, they look and they feel real because they are real. And so I've actually created a video talking about this in my latest video, which is called How to Pose Couples, and you can check it out. It'll be on the screen here again or somewhere in the description below. But in that video I talk about how I've broken away from focusing a lot on posing specifically, and instead I've taken a different approach where I take an action and an emotion, I combine those two and have the couple or the model play that out, and I capture that instead. For example, instead of having the couple running away from me, holding hands, saying, okay, at this line, I need you to both look at each other and smile, which would be sort of the way I used to shoot, which is very focused on posing. Instead, I would say, okay, I want you to hold hands, you're gonna run down this road towards me. That's the action. Then I would take the emotion and say, imagine you're 5 or 6 years old, it's the last day of school, you've handed in your last assignments, the school doors are open, you're running out, you're going to the car, you're going to the lake, and it's the first day of summer. And I take that emotion, that action, I ask them to play those two together, and then I capture what comes out as a result. And that way it's very genuine, it's very real, and it's very actually unique and special to that couple or that model because there's nothing that's really forced. And so if they look at each other just like they did in the photo, that's awesome. If they don't, we'll create something, capture something that is true to them and very unique. So instead of posing and focusing a lot on posing, I've sort of broken away from that into more directing. The third thing that I've stopped doing is saying yes to all kinds of work. I think as a beginner photographer, there's sort of this notion that was at least in my head that I had to be able to shoot everything and anything at any given time to be a good photographer. And I realized that's really not the case. In fact, I've actually said no to a lot of different kind of work. I just, for example, I don't shoot boudoir, maternity, or vehicles. So when people come to me asking me to shoot those, I just let them know that this is not an area that I focus or specialize in, and I try and refer them to someone else. And that doesn't mean that I'm a lesser photographer or that's not an area that should be captured. It's just something that I don't focus on. And as a result, by saying no to certain work, I've been able to spend more time and focusing on the work that I like to do, which is shooting couples and portraits, some editorial and fashion stuff, along with a lot of lifestyle, genuine and real looking photos. And so that just goes to say to you that if you're in that spot and you feel like you have to shoot everything to be a good photographer, you don't. In fact, it's probably better that you find a niche or an area that you really like to shoot, and it might take some trial and error as it did for me, but eventually, and this is where I am now, you'll start drawing in clients that like what you're known for in that niche that you've developed for yourself. And it's going to be so cool, and I find it so rewarding that it's sort of come full circle now that I don't have to try and shoot everything to be a photographer, but I can really actually just hone in on the area that I like and put more focus on learning and training myself in that area, and clients are coming to me because they want me to shoot that niche that I've developed for myself. So anyways, those are some things that I wanted to share with you. Again, it's not a law, it's just my own experience. I hope you learned something and you enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to smash the subscribe button and the like button. It definitely helps me out. If you're not already, you can follow me on Instagram at EzraThai to keep up with me on a daily basis. I post on my story every day, and I would love to see you there. If there are video suggestions you would like to suggest, you can leave them in the comments or send me a direct message on Instagram. I take a read at all those and reply to them, and would love to take a video and create a video for you based on some suggestions that you're interested in looking at as well in the future. Anyways, until next time guys, make new friends and shoot them. Bye-bye.